Hello, everybody. It's Dev, the modernist colorist. This is totally impromptu. I have no idea who's about. I've no idea who may be joining us. All I want to say is hello to everybody. And if you are in the chat, just let me know and we can get things moving. Obviously, in addition to that, I need to see some people in the chat to speak to. But there's no rush, so there's plenty of time. Hello, Louise. It's a bit early, Louise. I'm a bit busy later on, so I've had to just do an impromptu. I presume Gary's not back yet. Hello, Joie de Fille. Long time no see. And Louise Daly, hello. Lovely of you to join us. Hello, Melinda. Oh, it's lovely to see some old, I'm going to say faces then. I can't see you. Oh, he's just got back, has he? Excellent. We ask him if you can mod for me, please. Hello, Linda and Robin. Oh, we've got some great people back. Thank you, Michelle. It's nice to see you too. Like I said, guys, it's I was going to go on a bit later, but this is totally impromptu. And thank you, Louise. I did the tour video, which was a flying success. It's been lovely to read all the feedback. Hi, Gary. Hi, bro. I've just made you a mod, mate. Thanks very much. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I tried to show it in a basic kind of video without it being too boring. Hello, Louise. Thanks for coming. I know. Have you had a good time today? Hello, Shannon. Thanks for joining. I've got 2 mods in the house now, so that's great. Hello, Zeely. So nice of you to join. Oh, we're not doing so bad. We've got quite a few people in. I didn't think there'd be anybody about, but like I say, it's just nice to be back. I've just got a salt shaker that's R2D2 that I want to show you. I think that's really cool. So I'm gonna set him back there so he's watching proceedings. Hello, Sean. Nice of you to join us. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Yeah, we won't go there. It's just been a long haul really, and real life in the way. Oh, thank you, Louise. It's nice to speak to you too. So what I've got for you today, guys, is a few books that I want to show you. And hello, Judy. Oh, thank you. That's lovely of you to say. I've got a set of pencils, guys, that are highly recommended to me by a friend of mine, a friend who I trust. So because of that, I've given them a whirl. Oh, thank you, Linda. They're under £20 for 120, would you believe? And they're also under $20 for 120. I have left links for all the books and the pencils in the description. But that's a fantastic price in the US. They're less than $20. So I'm going to be showing them and giving them a live demo because I've not even opened them and started using them or anything yet. And if they're as good as my friend says they are, then we've come across something good, I think, for less than £20 for 120. I'll just give it a few more minutes, guys. And then I'll start showing you a few books. This is a This is the Elena Lazareva book, the 100 Best Grayscale Colouring Pages. It's not the best quality book in the world, but it's nice to be able to just go in with pencil on some of the images. They're not all fantastic, but I really, really do like Elena Lazareva. So I started this one, the dragon, which I'm just currently developing at the moment. Hello, Cassie. Hello, Cynthia. Yeah, I've missed you too. Thank you for joining. We've got 20 in, so that's really good. So yeah, I just want to show you that's briefly what I've been working on. I'll try and hold it a little bit up to the camera. I've kind of done purples and greens on the dragon, and then I've done her eye makeup in a kind of matching green purple eyeshadow. Hello, Nika. Thanks for joining. Yes, I've missed you too. It's nice to see you back. Hello, Louise. Oh, thanks, Gary, mate. Thanks, bro. Okay, guys. So we'll move on to the first book. Like I said, I have left links, and I have left alternate links for the US. I haven't gone into other countries because generally most people will be able to get hold of the book with one of those two links. I have remembered to take the flash off, so I'm just going to do that now, take the autofocus off, so that should help matters somewhat. Okay. Oh yeah, Linda. What I'll do is when I test out the new pencils, I'm going to be working in this book, so it'll be a fresh image, but of course the coloured pencils that I'm going to review today, they will be used, and like I said, they're an absolute bargain. So hopefully, if they are as good as people say they are, then we're all in for a bargain because they're even cheaper in the US. Okay, right, guys. The first book I want to show you today that's recent. I've had this in my basket for absolutely donkeys. I feel great, Sean. Thank you. Yeah, I feel really good. This is a book called Lumberjane's Colouring Book. Now it's a well-made book that's made by Boombox. It's got 80 pages in here, but it's very much up my street because of the quality of paper, firstly, and then secondly, the imagery in here is very cartoonified, and I like that. So I'll open it at the start. So you've got this opening page. Excuse me. You've got this opening page where it invites you to join Lumberjanes. They're not. Oops, let me get that down on there. They're not single-sided, guys. But when you're using pencil and so on, it's not an issue. But there are some lovely, lovely images in here, and especially this one. You know, you can just mindless color this kind of image for as long as you want, and there'll be no kind of hold-ups with it. It'll just flow nicely. As you can see, it's very whimsical, but almost like a comic as well. So I really like it. Let me just catch up with chat. Hello, Natalie. So yeah, that's another good one there. Look, in particular, this one. So yeah, it's the reason why I'm showing this one is because of the quality of it. It's heavy, it's sturdy, and it's very, very good paper. You could probably use markers on this and it wouldn't go through, but you know, we all have that issue, don't we? So moving on from that is the next book I'd like to show you, which is, it's called Face Carousel. Now this book is by Christina Nowak, or Novak if it's pronounced as a V, if the W is pronounced as a V. This is 20 lovely portraits from Face Carousel. It's a reasonably new book. And it's basically what it says. It does what it says on the tin. Excuse me. This is a book full of portraits. The paper is not brilliant, but then again, it's, you know, it's usable. And there are some really nice images in here. So as we move through the book, we've got various kind of images with headdresses and dream catchers, that kind of thing. I particularly like this one. I think it's quite a good image to start. You know, if you haven't got that much skin really on that to cover. So it's a nice opener if you've been away for a while, like I have. You got a bit of a smaller one there. Quite like that hairdo. And as you can see, guys, we get to the landscape side of things. That one's a very good image. I quite like that. So as you can see, there's plenty in here. There's hair, there's skin, there's faces, and then the little things that adjoin or accompany the portraits. In this particular case, it's a cat. You know, you've got the option of dulling it out and bringing it out with colour if you wanted to. You know, like monotone the animal and everything, and just bring the skin to pop out. So all in all, a very good purchase and very good practice as well. So that's that book. The next book I'd like to show you is on a very similar scale to that. This is Christine Karen's newish book called Realistic Portraits. Hello, Nana. How are you doing, darling? Lovely to see you. Nana inspired me to get this book. She showed it me online, and you know, you don't really need to look twice to buy it. So as we open the book, we have a thumbnail page with the 20 portraits on there. The thing I like about this book in particular is that the grayscale's done a lot better than the previous book. But not only that, you've got a mixed bag in here. It's not your, you know, your normal women with lipstick and that kind of thing. We've got small children, which is very cute. We've got teenagers. We've got young lads. We've got men. I think that's the cover, isn't it? Yep, that's the cover. Another man there, another lady here. So as you can see, she's kind of broadened the horizons with this book by picking different subjects, and I think that's important, especially when you have a book full of, you know, near enough the same image. It gets a bit tedious. So in here, you've got plenty to choose from and plenty of variety. The grayscale is done in like a really slate brown color, which I'm looking forward to trying it out. You know, how it hides the, or should I say, how the pencil hides it. So you have numerous images in here. Like I say, go into some landscape ones here, and again, you've got the hair, you've got the faces, the teeth. A young boy there, another young boy, and then we finish it. And then on the back are the thumbnails of all the different images that's in the book. So I think this one, especially compared to the Christina Novak book or Novak book, is, you know, that bit better. The prices are the same, but this is a lot better quality. The paper's better, and also I think the imagery is better as well. The Flons book, of adult grayscale colouring, and I think it's mainly fairies in this book. I do Nana too, but this is really, really pale. Barely you can see it on camera, I think. But this one lends itself to be able to totally hide the guide that it's giving you. I would imagine that once an image is fully coloured in this book, and as you can see, they are really cute images. I would imagine that you could only see the colour once it's completed, and I think that in itself would be something new, because as you all well know, when you do the grayscale, you still can see elements of the grayscale popping through, but I don't think you would with this, so it's slightly different in that sense. But there are some beautiful images in it, you know, and the paper is very thick. It's one-sided. It's very reasonably priced. And like I say, I think that's the cover, isn't it, that one? Yeah, that's the covered image there, as you can see. So yeah, I think it's really, really helpful to be able to give you that choice of when the actual image is coloured complete. You know, you wouldn't know it was a grayscale image. So yeah, really, really glad with that. That's the Adult Grayscale Fairies book by Flons, and I really like the images in there. I'll just catch up with chat a minute, guys. Yeah, very different, Nana, isn't it? Jinx. Yeah, it's just like grayscale, Sean. It's just been toned down to minimum that you can see. You can barely see anything on there. Now I'm excited about this book. This next one, guys. I don't know if anybody remembers Explore. I think it was called Exploratium or Exploratium or something similar to that. Hello, Roesta. This is the follow-up by Les Melendres, and it's a very similar principle, and it's very similar to Kirby's stuff. But this one is fantastic. I really like this book. As you can see, guys, you open it up, and it gives you an each page description. So, for instance, this one is Alien Invasion. And then that's the image that you're colouring. It's very busy, but it's also very enjoyable. And then we have Crazy Town here, which is fantastic. This one is Food Fight, Time Traveller, Candyland, Alpine Adventure, Circus, Fright Night, Future City. Yeah, I do Linda too. This is Fairground. That's a good one. Got the pirate ship in there, and this is my favourite one, the Science Lab. This guy with the cylindrical brain that you can see through the glass, and I think that you could really get some excellent colour on here and get cracking with that. It'll take a while, but it'll look good when it's finished. This is another good one, the North Pole. Yeah, it's very Kirby-ish, especially his old one. But the quality of this is magnificent. The first book was definitely called Exploratium or something similar to that. Who are you experimenting on in that? Lol. Skate Park, Forest Hunt, Haunted House, Infinity and Beyond, and so on and so on. There's various more in there. And then, of course, at the back, you've got the guide with things you've had to find. You know, and it also gives you the results of the amount of items that you should have found in each particular thing. So it's really, really good, a bit different, and I love the first one. And like I said, this is the follow-up. It's quite new, and this is called Fright and Seek. Now then, the next one I want to show you is Mardel Rubio's Hiwaga. I've not really seen many reviews of this book. He's gone slightly west with his imagery in here, but they are so beautiful. This Indian chap with the headdress is absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, you've got the female equivalent next to it just there. They could even be Tibetanese, I'm not really sure. But as you can see, you've got this particular one in a Hodawi mask. You've got the Oriental ladies here. These are kind of semi-grayscale, but they're hand drawn, so of course it's got that sketch effect to it. But as we go through, you can see the detail that Mardel's put into this book is absolutely stunning. I really love this image here. It gives you a chance to practice a different kind of skin tone. I've been actually trying to do it on the Elena Lazareva book. Sorry. It's published. Let's have a look. It doesn't actually say, I don't think. Yeah, it's an Amazon published book. So yeah, I like the details that are surrounding the images that you get in this book as well. You know, like here, she's hugging the dragon here, and then you've got all this kind of floral stuff on this one. That one's particularly wicked. This young kind of Mikado ninja with the Hodawi mask, and then you've got the female with a load of scales with the dragon in the background, or she's part of the dragon actually, I think. It's hard to make out that, but yeah, it's yeah, I thought so, Nana. But it's really different. He's certainly gone very Eastern and Oriental with the book, and I think it's one of his better ones that he's done. I really like the way that each image is particularly different to the one previous. There's nothing samey in here that I can see anyway. You know, you've got a huge variety. They're just really gorgeous, all of them. And of course, you use, I mean, I envisage using these with pastel colors, and I think that, you know, they'll look really fantastic when they're done. It's a really nice book, and the last page is there with two people on it. So again, I believe it's a nice find. I've not seen any reviews of it, and it's a book that I particularly like Mardel Rubio, but he has fits and starts for me. He kind of does a couple of good books and then a not so good one. This is certainly one of his better ones as far as the imagery is concerned, and of course, it's mainly sketch work. So whether you you know, take that on board as being grayscale or not, it doesn't really matter. I personally wouldn't consider it as grayscale. It's more hand drawn, so it gives you the effect from a different way if you're going to put, you know, your color down. So it's something different, and I really like the book. So that's that one. That's Mardel Rubio's Hiwaga. And then just following on from that, it's not a new book, but because that one was, this one was next to it, and it's one that I never got by Mardel. Hello, Michelle. I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, I've had a bit of time out and dealt with kind of real life. Nice one, Nana. But thank you, Michelle. It's nice to see you here. I never got around to buying this one, and like I said, when I was I was more concerned about getting an order in for the Hiwaga book, and this was next to it at a very reasonable price. So I got it on that premise. Again, it's very Middle Eastern. It's not as good as the Hiwaga book. The thing I don't like in particular is the fact that the colouring of the hair has been taken away from you. I know generally it's going to be ebony or dark black or black brown as a colour for that kind of culture, but however, it's still nice to do your own. Other than that, the imagery is very, very good. But it's like I was saying earlier about. Oh, hello, Becky. Yeah, it is. It's a lovely book, isn't it? Nice of you to join as well. But hello, Mary. Lovely of you to stay, to join us. Sorry, oh, you can't stay. That's great. Well, thank you for coming anyway. But like I said to you earlier, I think he goes through fits and starts, does Mardell, and I've got all his books right from the very beginning, and you'll get a couple of good ones, then a couple of average, then one below par, and then you'll get another good one again that keeps you buying. And I think that's certainly the case when you compare this one to the Hiwaga book. There tends to be no. Hello, David. So nice of you to join, mate. I hope you're okay. So you got 41 in the house, guys. That's well more than I ever anticipated. So thank you for that. So yeah, compared to the Hiwawa book, there's no competition. But then again, the price is half. This is half the price the other one is. So you know, there's a reason for that, and that is the reason. Oh, glad to hear, David. Glad to hear. The next and final book that I'm reviewing, as far as my affiliate links are concerned, is the Quackling colouring book. Now, this one is a hardback book, but it continues in the same vein as the Baker's Dozen. I don't know if you remember that book, the Baker's Dozen. And there is another one about to come out in a couple of weeks, which is on pre-order, called The Sea King's Daughter. The Sea King's Daughter, should I say. Again, Nana Moore pointed me in the direction of the Sea King's Daughter book. But this one is, I think they all get, you know, they're obviously by the same publisher, but they all get their time as far as release is concerned. So, like I say, it's a hardback book. Oh, thank you, Becky. Oh, it's nice of you to come. On the back, it's got the thumbnails of the images that are in the book. And like I say, it is a hardback, so that's right up my street to start with. It's a coloured textbook as well. It's got the title page with your name and the date that you started it, and it's by Skyhook Press. Alongside the book is a story that runs in text on the left. So you've got, on completion, you've got a full storybook with your own adaptation of the colours. And it is grayscale with a difference. This paper is magnificent, and I mean magnificent. So you've got, obviously, the Quackle in the book, the main character to start with. And then you've got all these cute imagery pieces here that you can get, you know, really get stuck into. I've left alt links, Gary, so don't worry about it, mate. They're all in the description, buddy. But thank you anyway, mate. So yeah, this one is in particular one of my favorites. It's got that medieval kind of feel to it, but obviously the foxes. So you've got the detail in there. You can obviously colour in whichever one, every colours you want. But I think the thumbnails on the back do lend a hand, like there in particular. So as you can see, it's a really nice book, and it's one that you would, you know, keep for however long. Oh, thank you, Melinda. Thanks for joining. Okay, love. Thanks for coming anyway. So yeah, everything's cushy with this book. It really is. I think I might use. I'll predominantly be pencil, but I might use some of the distressed inks on this in some parts, especially in the big coverage. It is a bit shiny, Nana, but it does remarkably does take pencil really well. I tried it in the Baker's Dozen book, and it really is okay. But it has got that tinge to it. Yeah, it really has. So you're right in what you're saying, and of course it then mentions the Baker's Dozen, and then here's the Sea King's Daughter book that I was mentioning earlier. That one looks even better than this one because there's a lot of costumery in this book. It would, Cassie, wouldn't it? Yeah, I agree with that totally. And also Skeeter and the Weasels is part of the set as well. I did see that, but it's never really floated me boat. So that's the Quackling colouring book by Wendy Edelson and Aaron Shepherd. Jinx again, yes, of course. I've got no link for this one, but I just want to briefly show it you. I know that there's a couple out there, but this is the new Colouring Heaven, Jim Henson's Dark Crystal. Now, if you just bear with me a moment, I'm going to get the book, the original book. If you just bear with me. I was quite intrigued to discover if there were any exclusive designs in this book. Yeah, me too, Cynthia. It's a beautiful book, is that, Hiwaga? Did you get the Frightland special? I think that's coming. I think that's on its way, Becky. Hello, Mona. Lovely of you to join. But this book is the original colouring book, Jim Henson's Dark Crystal book. It's a very well made book. And as you can see, they're all one-sided images in here. But I'll be interested to know in the Colouring Heaven, out of the 40, if there are any exclusives to the book. I mean, I will have to compare image by image, but I did want to know that. So you move into the book, usual sketch with Colouring Heaven. You've got the image on the right, the artist and number on the left-hand side. Yeah, we do. And you, Gary. Yeah, that's a great idea, that, Nana. All right, thanks, Sean. But I think there's more than 40 in the book, so, you know, depending on how much you like Dark Crystal, it's probably better to get the book, which I haven't left a link for, unfortunately, but there you go. But it's a good. But if you like this kind of thing, I mean, I've got the Labyrinth as well. Now, the Labyrinth is very similar to this. Sorry, in the book, not in the Colouring Heaven. I mean, this is just a magazine version of the book by the looks of things. There are some great scenes in here for you to get stuck into. Hello, Tamara. Oh, you're from Kansas. Kansas. Oh, great. Thanks for joining. Well, what I was thinking, Nana, if Gary wants to join us, he can have the Colouring Heaven, and then we'll do the book. Me and you do the book, and we'll find an image that's in the magazine as well. Excellent, Tamara. Right in the middle, are you? Yeah, Labyrinth. It's the other Jim Henson book, colouring book, based on the David Bowie film. Oh, sorry. I I'll leave it to you, Nana. So yeah, I think this has got. It's certainly got two different illustrators in here. We've got Dylan Burnett, and then when you move to this Brandon Dayton guy, it's not great. It's very finer than the other stuff. Hello, Tracy. Lovely of you to join. Okay, bro. Not a problem. That's a great idea, Tamara. Yeah, the Fraggle Rock book. That again, that's in the same vein, isn't it? But this Brandon Dayton's imagery is very, very different to the first ones, as we saw. But I don't know if the actual original book does that. I'm going to have a quick look. Then we move on to George Corona, and that's different again, as you can see. Oh, thanks, Cassie. I do try, and I spend a lot of time off camera, as Gary will tell you. I do spend a lot of time trying to find books that are a little bit different than any of the other ones. And look at this, Nana. Oh, you're having a curry, are you? Thanks, Nana. Yeah, I'll show it next stream, Sean. It's quite old now. It's been out 3 or 4 years at least, maybe 3 years. And then, yes, Grim TV series. That's another great idea. Yeah, it's in W.H. Smith. That's right. I've seen it there. Yeah. And then there's this masterclass here, which is in Bath. I think you have to say Bath. Is it burning you? Oh God, what have you got? Is it a? You haven't got. You haven't got a Vindaloo or anything, have you? Yeah, we're a good show that tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Thanks for coming on. Oh, you're only in Sheffield, are you, Becky? Yeah, I'm in Huddersfield. I have, Nana, and I'll be turning up with you. So that's something to look forward to. So yeah, that's something that's coming up, and that is the actual Dark Crystal cover of the book, as opposed to the Colour in Heaven one. So they are slightly different in that sense. It will be awesome, and I like colouring the excuse me, the Colour in Heaven covers, as you probably know. So I'm going to have a field day with this one. So I can't wait to get stuck into that. So I want to show you that. And then finally, I do have a cover fetish, you're right. And then finally, these are the pencils I spoke about. Now, they're called Xenocolor or Xenocolor. They are under £20 in the UK, and they are under $20 in the US. And for 120 pencils, you can't go wrong, providing that they are decent, of course. Now, I've been told by somebody that I do trust that these are really, really good. And I looked on Amazon. The thing I like about it as well is when you open the tin, you have all the colours there on a swatch. Oh, that's just a registration for the website, but that probably is gone now. You have, I would imagine you have 3 trays, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Yep, that's correct. So you've got 3 trays. Those are all the greens and blues. These are the purples and browns. And then the first tray is, of course, the reds, oranges, and yellows. And there are a couple of metallics in there that I seem to be able to see. So, the pencil itself then. So if I get one out, you look across the barrel, it says Xena Colour. It's got the colour name, which is a thing a lot of people really want on their pencils. And I must admit, I do like that. This is called Honey Orange. The leads are all straight. And it's also got a product code on the end. So for the money so far, you're thinking these can't be £20 surely for 120 pencils. But so far so good. The tin's really well made, and like I say, unlike other tins, this one's it's got a print on the inside, which, may I ask how they feel in your hands? Do they feel thinner than Crayola? I ask because okay, Tamara. To me personally, they feel they don't feel thinner. They feel standard. They are quite rigid. It's not something that feels brittle or anything like that. So that's a positive, in my opinion. Now, I really like this because when you've got your colouring pencils out and you're trying to choose a colour, you don't need to swatch them; they're all there. And by looking at this, they are in order of the trays as well. So that's pretty cool. So now we have to kind of wonder to ourselves, how good are they? So I'm going to pick an image in this book. I'm just about to try them for the first time, Cassie, purely because of the price and the recommendation I had by a friend to see if they are any good. Now, I don't want to go full on massive skin tones because I wouldn't know any combos at the moment. That's the one I'm doing. So let me just pick something that we can relate to and possibly show its best colours with. Let's have a look. I mean, that's a gorgeous image, but like I say, I don't know any combos for skin yet. Looking at it, there are quite a few skin tones in there, so that's good. That's another plus. I'll tell you what, let's do this cat. And let's see how we get on with that. You missed my accent. Paper. Okay. So, let me just move that up slightly. Put that in focus. And I think we'll do this cat grey. So let me pick a couple of greys out of here. Hoping we have some. Yes, we do. So we have a grey. The first grey I've got is light grey. And then we have a dark grey. We have a standard grey. And we have a dim grey. So I think I'm going to use the dim grey and the light grey together. So we'll start off with these two pencils. They do come pre-sharpened to an extent, guys, but not to a point that would be usable for yourselves, I don't think. They've got quite a 45-degree angle, blunt, kind of leveled edge to them. So we'll do that. I'll get my M&R sharpener and just give these a quick whirl. Just bear with me, guys. 1 second, please. Also testing the sharpening, of course. And they come out to a lovely point, as you can see. I ain't staying on much longer, guys, so I'm gonna do quite a bit of this, just do a bit of this, and then I'm gonna have to call it a day because this was an impromptu stream, like I said. So let's get cracking. So I'm going to use the light grey on the lighter sides of the cat. Obviously, giving myself the option to blend the tones. The only problem with picking grey was, I should have thought with hindsight, is that once you put the colour down, it's going to look exactly the same because, of course, it's grayscale. But never mind. We can combat that and make it look different. But actually, that's not going to show you the pencil's performance, is it? So, okay, let me just quash that idea for a second. I do apologise. I'm going to make him a blue. A Persian blue. Let me take them two. So I never thought, so of course, if we're trying to look at the pencils and if they're worth buying, we're going to have to see how the colour lays down, of course. And then I go and pick a grayscale book and pick a grey colour. So sorry about that. So instead of the light grey, I'm going to use this light turquoise colour into the cat. So again, picking the lighter area of the image. I'm just going on a very light layer, as you can see. I don't press on a lot anyway. I tend to do light layers and lots of them, which is my kind of thing. I'm going to leave some white spots on it as well. So at the moment, I'm just putting a light layer down of the lighter blue of the two. And at the moment, I have no issues with this pencil lay down at all. A teeny bit scratchy, but that could be the paper, and it also could be the fact that the pencil's just been sharpened from new. So of course, once you get down a little bit from the point, it does soften anyway. So that would be ultra picky if you pick that as a fault. So how is everybody? What are you all colouring in at the moment? I hope that you have all the books you want at the moment. It's difficult to always get the books you want because you've never got enough, I suppose. But I always like to know what people are colouring in and what they're working on. I have no complaints with these pencils at all at the moment. They're laying down very nicely. It's keeping its point reasonably well, as you can see. I'll just show you that. Are you colouring in Ruby Charms, are you, Zealy? Yep, no qualms with these pencils at all at the moment. Okay, so I'm now going to go in with the Colouring the Horseman of the Apocalypse by that sounds brilliant. I love Ennis, and it's difficult. I've been waiting for her to bring a book out. Oh, the Julia Speary book. Oh, cool. Is that the what do you call it? The one with the little girl on the front in pigtails. Well, so far, guys, I cannot fault these pencils at all. They are they're not soft, they're not hard, they're kind of in between. They certainly hold the point for more than I expected. I would expect something of this price range to be you'd be to be sharpening them every couple of minutes. That is certainly not the case. In fact, quite the opposite. That would be one of the selling points for me, really. They do hold a point very, very well. They lay down good. I wouldn't say brilliant, but I mean, what do you expect? You know, they're not Prismacolor or anything. The very fact that there are 120 of them, all with unique color names on the pencil and on the tin, with a swatch guide, I think is quite a unique idea. So all in all, I don't think I would hesitate to recommend to getting them, because if you're wanting to, you know, preserve your better pencils for better images, and you're just still wanting to colour, then I can't think of a finer way to do it than, you know, to use a budget pencil, which these certainly are a budget pencil. But of course, they do perform, which is nice. What these images will take on here is quite a few layers to get the color blend right. Certainly, you know, you can't just do one layer in these kind of images. So I've got my first layer down of dark and light. Just finishing that bit there and this bit here. And as you can see, there isn't really 72 pencils for £17, super soft. No, it's not bad. These are 120 for £19.99. 50 more pencils than that. Okay, Nana. My choice of words, okay. It's probably because I'm a bit nervous. Okay. Okay, so I'll go back to the light pencil again and start on a second layer with these. Certainly on the cat's face and things like that, it tones well, it lays well. Yeah, I've got them Castle Art ones, yeah. How would I compare to Sergeant Arts or Crayola? I think they're better than Crayola, these, without a doubt. I find Crayola a little bit hard, but I mean, you know, you give comparisons and you give opinions, but you know, it's all down to the individual. But obviously, for me personally, I prefer these to the Crayola because the Crayola are a little hard, and I find them difficult to get pigment out of them. These, on the other hand, are not super soft. You know, you have to put you have to put the work in with them, but that's good. That's the enjoyment of colouring, isn't it? You know, you don't want it done for you. So, all in all, you know, they're a good pencil. I mean, for £20 for 120 is just, you know, it's a phenomenal price, isn't it? You know. And then looking at how they blend with each other, you know, that's not an issue. I think we always have to bear in mind that at the end of the day, they are a budget pencil. But a friend of mine, like I said, was that adamant that I had to try them because they were that good. I have done, and I must say, I am quite impressed. because they are, they do what they're supposed to, which is half the battle, isn't it? Thanks, Mona. And like I said, one of the plus points that I've found with these already is that they keep their point really, really well, and that Prismacolor prime example do not. So for the money paid, I have to agree with my friend. They are very, very good for the price, and to say that you get 120 colours is it's just a bargain, isn't it? They're good, Cassie. Yeah, I'm okay, thanks, Tracy. I'm on recovery mode, and I won't go into detail about what was wrong, but it's been a long kind of slog. But other than that, I'm absolutely fine. Thank you. It's nice to be back as well. Robbins, DP, and Crash. Hello. How are you doing? Did I not just see you modding on Faithful's channel? I thought that were you. Hello, Cafe. Lovely of you to see you, Kathy Bradley. How are you doing? There's someone on Faithful's channel called Robin's something Crafts as well. Was modding for earlier on when I went on. It's obviously a coincidence. And where are you from, Robin? I'm very well, thank you, Kathy. I'm very well, thank you. Chandler AZ. Is that Arizona? I'm not great with states, but it could be Arizona, is it? Oh, good. At least I got that right, that part. So I'm just coming to the second layer with the light. I'm just going to go back in with the... Hello, Nikki. How you doing? Am I an Aussie? No, I'm a Yorkshireman. Were you talking to Nikki? Sorry, I do apologise. Yeah, I know, Gary. That's why I was asking, because it's got crafts in it, hasn't it? If you look at just before I started, if you look at Faithful's stream, there was a mod in there with a similar name. If you have a quick look for me. Oh, excellent. Excellent. I'm glad you're okay. Okay, Mucka. Cheers, bro. It is the UK, yes, Robin. The UK is Yorkshire. Sorry, is the one of the. I think it is the biggest county in the UK. And it's a kind of rural parts to it, but it's also quite urbanized as well, with cities such as... Well, I'm from Huddersfield as well, Nikki. Here we go. Oh, you want to go to Yorkshire, dear? Or is it the UK in particular? No, not far at all, Becky. Not far at all. Whereabouts in Huddersfield are you from, Nikki? Whereabouts did you live then, Nikki? Oh, Honley. That's quite posh. Yeah. Get the yellow and the light green. Oh, thanks, Mona. I'm going down, Becky, and I think Nana's going. And I know Colour with Claire's going. I don't know anyone else that's going. Oh, right, sorry. I would recommend Gary, yeah, without doubt. For 20 quid, I would, without a shadow of a doubt. So I'm just putting a bit of green and yellow into the cat's eyes to make them stand out a bit, guys. I'll go back over with the green in a minute. But I think that should help it jump out a little bit. Quality-wise, Gary, I think they're really good. You know, I mean, they're not in the league of your top pencils, your Caran d'Ache or anything, but they certainly are blendable. And like I said, for 20 quid, for 120, I don't think that's bad at all. Oh, thank you, Gary. On that note, guys, I'm gonna leave it. It's my first one back. I've done an hour and a quarter, so good timing, Nana. That's same as me. It's been really nice having people come back in the stream that I haven't seen for a long time. It's also been very nice to meet new people. So thank you for that. Yeah, brilliant, Becky. Thank you. Don't forget, guys, any of the books that I've shown today, the links are in the description, as too are the pencils. So if you want to get yourself any of those, feel free. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Nika. So I'm going to say goodbye, guys. And hopefully you all have a nice week, and I'll see you next time I'm on. Thank you very much. Cheerio.